Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good evening, Literally Great. Welcome once again. Always a pleasure to see you on here. Hi, Pumpkin. Oh, I get Pumpkin. Awesome. I love that name. I love Pumpkin too. Jose Suaza. Welcome back, Jose. Welcome. Welcome everyone. Thank you for inviting your followers and your friends. Definitely, I welcome you all to invite your followers. Welcome. Tonight's topic is going to be a really juicy one. So we will be talking about orgasm. That is the topic for the evening, and it is a good night, my friend. Oh, good night. It's an amazing topic to talk about on this evening. Welcome to everyone who is just joining. My name is Dionese. I am the owner of Sexuality Power, and I work with individuals to live a life of empowerment through the full expression of their sexuality. So that is what I do, and I love coaching people around their personal development and sexual evolution. So the topic for tonight is orgasms. And, you know, the reason why this topic came to me as the topic for tonight is, I had some really great inspiration last night with my viewers. So thank you to those of you who were on last night and inspired me. But also, you know, I've been talking on and off about energy and what's happening in the universe. And, you know, part of this energy, it has Scorpio energy, and that has to do with relationships. So really, I want to talk about how to harness that energy for your sexuality and really to heighten orgasms. So I'm going to really go big scope and talk about what types of orgasms are possible for both men and women. And then I'll talk a little bit about really honing in on that energy. So there are a few types of orgasm. So I'll start with male orgasm because that one's a little more straightforward, and then talk about the different forms of female orgasm. So for male orgasm, you know, there's orgasm and then there's ejaculation. So I want to always make that distinction that not every person, not every male identified, man identified person needs to necessarily ejaculate when they orgasm. So that's one of the biggest, I think, misconceptions that exist around like male sexuality and male sexual response, is that they orgasm and ejaculate at the same time. And that doesn't always happen. A man can experience orgasm without ejaculation, and a man can experience ejaculation without orgasm. So really, you know, it's all about the sexual response. And, you know, penile stimulation is, for most men, the most common form of orgasm. The second form of orgasm is rectal stimulation. Due to rectal stimulation. Literally Great. If you have any questions about what I'm saying, feel free to jump in with them. I invite you all, if there's any comments or questions that you want to throw up. I am always interested in keeping this interactional and welcome as many comments as you have. So the second is anal orgasm, and really it's from the stimulation of the prostate. No, ground blown away. We didn't learn this. Wow. Yeah, thank you for sharing that, because, you know, one of the reasons that I've been so inspired to do these periscopes is because I know for myself where my curiosity began with sexuality was because I wasn't really getting it in school. And so many youth today and so many people who are already adults have never received this education. So I'm really honored to be able to share some of this with you all, because I know that it's going to change people's perspectives on some level. So prostate stimulation can also be very, very orgasmic for men. And that is because just like the penis, just like the clitoris, just like the anus for women, the anus for men, in addition to the prostate, has a lot of nerve endings. And that's where a lot of the stimulation is felt, in those nerve endings. So a lot of men, even though there's a lot of homophobia around anal penetration, find it to be very pleasing. You can actually, a little technique that you can use to warm up that area is, rather than actually penetrating through the anus, you can push up right underneath a person's scrotum. Yes, scrotum is the right term for this, or their balls. You can push up right underneath there, up towards their prostate, and that actually causes stimulation as well. So you don't always necessarily have to go to the prostate through the anus. You can also, the perineum, yes, the perineum. So pushing, and it's really like where the perineum meets the scrotum. So that's where you want to focus in on. No, Aaron, I'm totally serious. This is a thing. It is really pleasurable for a lot of men, and it is part of our sexuality, right? We were designed to as sexual beings. No, she's all fact, Aaron. Thank you, literally great. So yeah, thank you for the hearts, everyone. I do appreciate receiving the love back. Man, I'm shocked right now. Yeah, thank you for sharing that, Aaron. You know, it's you learn something new every day. It's an amazing world of knowledge and wisdom out there, and I'm just really happy to share some of that with you all. And that you find it interesting, right? I love when you guys comment back and give me feedback, and you know, to know that this is new information for some of you, that's really important for me. So thank you. So, you know, like I mentioned before, there is a lot of stigma around anal sex. Most people associate anal penetration of a male identified person as, you know, gay or homosexual. And that really isn't factual, right? You can be completely heterosexual in a monogamous relationship, married, and still enjoy the pleasures of anal sex. So really one is a behavior and one is an identity, and they shouldn't be confused. So that's what I'll say about anal sex for men and orgasms in men. So now for the ladies. But that just, no. So Aaron, so there is no such thing as, you know, gay sex, outside of it being sex between two people who are of the same gender. In terms of anal, that applies, you know, anal is anal regardless of if it's anal penetration to a man or a woman or a trans person. It's still just anal. So really it's about breaking down that stigma and that misconception. Yes, misconception. You sent it at the right time when I was saying it. Literally great. Thank you. It feels good across the board regardless. Yes. So female orgasm, we are blessed, ladies. No hablaré de esto con mi esposa mañana que nos casamos. Erin, I encourage you to talk about everything with her, right? Okay, I got your point. But be open to the possibilities. So female orgasm, we have been blessed with the gift of multiple forms of engaging in an orgasm. And, you know, I want to go through a few of them right now. So the first, and it's probably the most common way that women experience orgasm, is through clitoral stimulation. And I actually have a picture, some props that I came up with here. Ta-da! Okay, so clitoral stimulation, that is the clitoris up here. There's a hood, and then, you know, you have your labia. Now the labia can also be stimulated, and there's glands right up in the labia that cause a lot of sensation as well. So all of this area here has a lot of nerve endings. So it's all very stimulating, but an actual full climax orgasm is most likely in women going to happen from clitoral stimulation. So as you can see, like, you're not even penetrating the vagina yet, right? The most common form of orgasm, you're not even penetrating the vagina. So that's the most common. And just based on research, you know, women tend to not experience orgasm, especially if they're not comfortable with their own body, if they have a lot of insecurities. And one of the great technologies that has been invented that has really revolutionized orgasms for women is sex toys. So vibrators are a great assister, a great tool and support mechanism for achieving orgasm for a lot of women. So I totally support toys. You know, they're very healthy. You know, back in the day when I was doing a lot of sexual health talks, I would say, you know, you can't get pregnant or an STD from your sex toy. So that still remains true. And, you know, a lot of women might shy away from using a toy because of stigma or, you know, shame or guilt. And really just, I urge everyone, if you have not experienced an orgasm, give technology a try, because it's really there as a support system. And you can experience a lot of pleasure. So first one is the clitoral. The second type of orgasm is a vaginal orgasm. So that's an orgasm literally from your vaginal walls being stimulated and contracting, and then there's an orgasm with that. The third is a G-spot orgasm, right? So your G-spot is inside your vagina. So it's about 2 to 3 inches in and up. So one technique that I recommend that we use is the hither now. So if you literally go up and forward about 2 to 3 inches inside, you're gonna feel some ridging, and that's really can you feel the difference? In orgasm, yes, you can feel the difference. So a clitoral orgasm is a slightly different, and it also depends on the woman, right? How aware she is of her own orgasm and her own body. But there should be difference in sensation, because the muscles that are releasing and the cells that are being stimulated are quite different. So these sensations although it's all in the vicinity, right, of your vulva, it will feel different. So the hither now motion really gets you into that rhythm for G-spot stimulation. So that's the third form of orgasm. Then I'm going to talk a little bit, some women, and this is a little more rare, do experience orgasm from stimulation to their cervix. Now, the cervix, I have another amazing image for you all. The cervix, so this is the vagina, right? And you see that there's ridging, and I'll kind of close in on that so you can see it. And then here is the cervix. So the cervix is the neck of the uterus, and nothing can get lost up there because it's literally microscopically small. It's as small as the point of a pencil, to give you an idea. And the cervix is definitely where, oh my gosh, but if he hits the cervix, it hurts, right? It depends, right? So for some women, it does hurt, the cervix. But for some women, it actually stimulates. And because there's nerve endings there, they can actually even reach an orgasm from that stimulation, right? Another orgasm that women experience is anal orgasm as well. Not every woman experiences, but some definitely do. And another occurrence for women is that women can ejaculate. And it's an entirely different experience from, you know, what male ejaculation looks like. But it definitely is not urine. It definitely is its own phenomenon, right? And every woman does have the capacity, because we all have anatomically the same components. So every woman does have the ability or the capacity to do so. Not every woman will experience ejaculation, and that's also normal. Based on the positioning of your anatomy, it could be much more difficult to reach the spots that you need to stimulate in order to ejaculate. And I will be doing an entire web broadcast live stream on this topic, so do stay tuned, because I'm gonna go through step by step what female ejaculation is, talk about the chemical composition of it, and also talk about you know, how to achieve it. So those are the forms of orgasm. Definitely other things that support orgasm. Number one is foreplay. Foreplay is super duper important. So definitely engaging in foreplay is going to help your partner. It's going to help yourself really get aroused. And the sexual response cycle, you really need to like build that arousal. It turns to climax, and then it plateaus off. So that is one really important thing. All of the arousing, that's the foreplay. That's you know, the build up for that moment. And the foreplay doesn't actually have to start when you are, you know, live with the person. It can actually start like the morning after they go to work. You can begin texting them about the things you want to do to them in that evening, and that is actually part of already the arousal phase. So beginning the arousal as soon as possible is always fun. So foreplay is the first, and the second is listening, right? Listening to what the person wants and really being attentive and responsive, right? So that is one of the things that I've found a lot of women might complain to me about is, you know, I was really like almost there and I said don't move and he moved. Or I was there and you know, I wanted her to do X and she was like no. So saying no is okay. I'm not saying don't say no, because I don't believe in that. I believe in fully consenting to every part of, you know, the sexual experience. But really, like, listening and being responsive in the moment, right? And going with that moment and where it's taking you. Because sometimes we see things or we want things in a specific way, and once we don't have it, or if it's not done in that particular way, we kind of just like drift off, and the entire cycle kind of like crashes. So really just being in tune and present in the moment, communicating exactly what it is that you want and the experience that you're seeking with the person, engaging in lots and lots of foreplay, and you know, physical touch is huge. So caressing the person's skin, engaging in hugging and cuddling, all of that really does engage the juices and cause hormones to fire off and really create for the perfect orgasm. So these are some of the points. So just to summarize, there's two forms of male orgasm, anal and penile, and there are various forms of female orgasm. There's a clitoral orgasm, vaginal orgasm, G-spot orgasm, cervical orgasm, and then you have female ejaculation, and anal for women as well. So those are all of the forms of orgasm. I am sure that there is probably theories out there for more, and I will continue to diligently do research on your behalf and bring you back the most up-to-date facts and tips and tricks. So if you enjoyed it, please feel free to share this with other people. I do have the Catch Me, so this is available for replay forever. And it's at Sexuality Expert on Catch Me. And until tomorrow, I wish you all a very passionate, orgasmic night. And take care. Love you all.